This is my 2000 BMW E38 740D with a 3.9 liter diesel V8. This video will be a short overview of the car. I will also give you my first impressions on it, mainly because there's not much content available online on this particular engine. I hope that the potential buyers and just people that are interested in these cars will find it helpful. I bought this car 2 months ago, almost. I was definitely buying it with my heart and not my brain. The reason I bought this car is because I figured that it's probably the last call to own a V8, let alone a diesel V8. It's just a matter of time before driving it decreases my social credit and deprives me of the weekly meat ration. Also, this car is quite uncommon. There are very few 740Ds of the E38 generation. As far as I'm concerned, they only made about 1,200 of these from 1999 until 2001. I know that buying this car was a very irrational decision, especially given the current crisis. But at least in the future, when we all live in a pad and eat bugs, I'll be able to reminisce on this car and say that I owned a V8 diesel 7 Series. I'm sure that maintaining this car will not be cheap, but if anything, it gives me more motivation to prevail and acquire new skills, just to make better money and keep this car in the best condition possible. That being said, I am willing to do anything to keep this thing on the road. I am willing to eat 1 meal a day and drink nothing but tap water just to keep her running. This is an old car, so obviously it's not perfect. So maybe let's start with all the problems before we get to the good stuff. The biggest problem, at least I hope the biggest problem, is the rust. It's mainly located on the doors as well as the rocker panels. The passenger door has a very nasty piece of rust, as you can see, this entire corner. The back door is very clean compared to the front. But as you can see, there's more rust here and probably more underneath this cover. In the back, right below the license plate, as you can see, more rust here and here. The rear door also has to be taken care of. On the driver's side, this is extremely unappealing. There's more right here, and the front door as well. There's also a little bit more rust underneath. Can't really show it right now. Maybe you can see. Thankfully, the car is going to the body shop in about 10 hours. So I hope all of it will be fixed. There's also a scratch over the rear taillight, left taillight, and some rust is appearing here. But this is not a priority. I can take care of this later. Another problem is that the driver's mirror does not fold electronically. I have to fold it manually. It also doesn't tilt when you put the car into reverse. But the passenger side works just fine. There are also some expensive sounds coming from the suspension. I just hope it's not the shocks, because they're like $2,500 for the entire set. But I'll let you know soon what it was, because it's going to be taken care of soon as well. Ironically, the driver's fog light fogs up. Well, no wonder, because as you can see, there's a bunch of water in there. So I'll have to take it out and get that water out and maybe reseal the housing. And inside, there's just minor details that kind of annoy me. The C-pillar trim, as you can see, I think the tabs are broken, so it comes off. Same with the driver's side B-pillar. This thing, you can push it in there, but after a while it just gets undone. I'll also try to fix it. I believe I found a repair kit online for it. Other than that, it's just the driver's seat, which makes kind of spring noises when you put some pressure on it, especially when you turn the car. I'm not sure where it's coming from exactly, but it's not a big deal. Definitely not a priority. So maybe someday I'll take care of that. The car also has dual glazing, so the windows are actually made up of 2 layers which are stuck together, which I enjoy because it makes for a very comfortable and quiet drive. However, I think, maybe you cannot see it on the video, but I think there's some glue residue in between the 2 layers, and it's not fully transparent. You can see small spots of, I suppose, glue, which is not a big deal. It's just a small annoyance. Oh, maybe you can see it now. Besides that, the compartment behind the driver's, or on the driver's seat, is a little bit loose. It's not flush with the seat. As you can see right here, it's all flush with the assembly. Well, not on this side. It's no big deal, although it is slightly annoying. Besides that, I haven't found any other problems in the 6 or 7 weeks that I've had it. Although I've only put on maybe like 800 kilometers on it. Hopefully no other headaches arise. Overall, I think the car is in a good condition, a very good condition in fact, considering that it's almost 23 years old. I almost forgot about one more thing. The trunk lid is hydraulically operated, so in theory you push the button and the trunk opens up, but in practice you push the button, you have to lift it slightly, and then it opens up on its own. I hope it's just a matter of filling up the pump with ATF fluid, although it's a little bit challenging to get in there, so I'll do it later after the car comes back from the body shop. But it closes without any problems. The car has 218,000 kilometers on it, allegedly, although I'm willing to believe it because of the condition of the interior. As you can see, the steering wheel is barely worn, the leather as well, and the tires, they still have plenty of tread left, and I think they're like 8 years old. This car is fairly well equipped. An easy and quick way of telling how well equipped an E38 is by taking a look at this panel. Basically, the more buttons you see, the more options the car has. In my case, the only button that's missing is the shade. Unfortunately, there's no shade in the back. I wish that I had it instead of the EDC suspension, just because of how expensive it is to fix. But these cars rarely come up for sale in a good condition, so you can't really be choosy if you're looking for a 740D. The buttons in the front are not the only indication of the options. Some cars, some E38s also had cocaine tables and monitors in the back, which are obviously which you can't tell that they have just based on the panel alone. As you can see, my car is very basic in the back. It doesn't have the electronically powered rear seats. However, they are heated. Let me quickly show you the engine. It's very dirty. I apologize. I haven't had the chance to wash it yet. As you can see, I attempted to, but I got tired after this part, and I figured that it's going to take way too much time. So after the car comes back from the body shop, I'll take care of this, just like with everything else. Like I said, this is a 3.9 liter diesel V8. It makes 240 horsepower and 560 newton meters of torque, if I'm not mistaken. So far, I am very happy with this car. It is stupid quick for what it is. I mean, the car weighs 2 tons, but the acceleration is just amazing thanks to the torque. As far as fuel consumption goes, from the day that I bought it, I've averaged about 16 liters per 100 kilometers, but I mainly drive it in the city. I haven't had the chance to take it out on the highway for more than 15-20 minutes yet. Hopefully soon I'll take it on a road trip and see how it does on the highway, which is what it was made for. I am looking forward to a long and hopefully a headache-free ownership experience. I will try to update you on all the repairs by making more videos. I have created an Excel spreadsheet with all the expenses associated with this car, so it will be easy for me to tell you how much it costs to maintain exactly. If you have any questions about this car, go ahead and ask them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer. And this concludes my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.